Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. Joan Fontaine, at the time a notable screen star, starring in an episode entitled The Lovebirds. This episode of Suspense was originally broadcast on March 3rd, 1949.
And now, Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations present
Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you Miss Joan Fontaine in Lovebirds, a suspense play produced and directed by Anton M. Leader. And now, Autolite presents Miss Joan Fontaine in a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
You know, Sam, I used to laugh, just as everyone else does, when I heard someone say,
I've given you the best years of my life.
But it's not funny to me anymore. No, because that's what I've done, Sam. I've given you the best years of my life, waiting for you to die. But you wouldn't die. For 7 years you've been hanging on, and I've been playing a part. Playing it so well that people call us the Lovebirds. Lovebirds. Ah, now here it is, our 7th anniversary. You wanted to show off that portrait you had painted of me to Doug and Betty Wilson and Doc Roberts and the others. You were proud. They were envious. I was sick.
Yep, that's Martha, all right, right down to the last eyelash.
Like it, Doc?
Perfect, Sam, just perfect. The perfect portrait of the perfect girl. Well, it's after midnight and I'm a 9 o'clock guy.
Yeah, I've got to shove off, too. How's the asthma these days, Sam?
Oh, seems to be getting better, Doug, but my arthritis...
Don't blame you, Sam. If I had Martha to look out for me, I'd stay sick, too.
Oh, no.
Here's your coat, Doc.
Oh, thanks, Martha.
Now, Doug, where did
The
I...
hall closet, I'll get it.
Oh, get mine too, darling.
Coming up.
Oh, it was a lovely party, Martha.
Thank you.
And let me tell you, Mrs. Lovebird, if you keep on taking the kind of care of old Sam you have been, we'll all be here for number 50.
Oh, go on, Doc.
I'm serious. When you two first got hitched, I wouldn't give you 2 years, Sam. Now I'd give even money you make...
Oh, it's nothing, Doug. Here, I'll put it away.
Darn box fell off the shelf when I reached for my hat. Here, let me put it away.
No, Doug, please, it's nothing.
You fellas keeping secrets?
What's the trouble, Doug?
Well, looky here. Travel folders. A whole box full of them. Alluring Alaska. Acapulco. 30-day cruise. San Moritz. Capri.
Say, what is this?
Oh, come on, Sam. Spill it. You two lovebirds planning to migrate somewhere?
News to me.
They're mine, Doug.
Oh.
Well, Martha's kind of a pack rat. Keeps all kinds of trash stowed away in strange corners.
Yeah.
You wouldn't kid us, Sam. You're not really planning a trip. Because it's out of the question, you know.
Out of the question, Doc said. It sounded so final, Sam. Out of the question. It ran through my mind over and over after they'd gone, and I stood washing the pile of dishes in the kitchen. Out of the question.
How are you coming with the dishes, Angel?
I could feel your hand, thin and dead white, touching my shoulder, and I wanted to scream. What right had you to touch me? Why did I have to bear your half-dead hands when I was alive?
What's the matter, honey? You're kind of quiet.
I feel quiet, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Say, where are my glasses?
I don't know.
Doggone it, I never can remember where I put the darn things. I'm blind as a bat without them.
Look in the front room on the mantel.
A lot of good that'd do. I can't find my glasses without my glasses. Take a look for me, will you?
But my hands are wet, Sam. Can't you wait until morning?
Gotta have them now.
All right, but I can't see why you need them in bed.
It's these sleeping pills. Jim was out of my kind and gave me these. Said they were just as good, but I can't read the directions.
Is it that important?
Of course it's important. Why, just the other day I read where a fellow in Chicago took a couple too many and bingo.
Oh, I'll see if your glasses are on the mantel, Sam. I leaned back against the wall for a minute. Out of the question. It was ringing in my head like a bell. Out of the question. Then, Sam, right then, I knew I couldn't take it any longer. I went into the living room, picked up the pair of glasses on the mantel. 7 long years of caring for you like a baby. One sickness after another. Everyone in the book. You nearly died a dozen times. And each time I saved you. That's what everyone said, even the doctor. What a joke. Here I was, waiting for you to die, but you wouldn't, Sam. You wouldn't have the decency to die and leave me the money so I could get away from this little town and live like a normal human being.
Find them, darling?
No, Sam. These are my glasses.
Mine ought to be in here somewhere.
Well, it's too late tonight to worry about them, darling. Here, let me see those new pills.
Yeah. Take a look.
Mm-hmm. These are different. It says 2% instead of 5. 6 pills instead of 2.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They don't sound very good, Sam. I'll try to get some of your regular kind next time I go to Chicago.
6, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's what it says.
Funny. Jim didn't say anything about it.
Hadn't you better get ready for bed? It's nearly 1.
In a minute. Martha, would you tell me something honestly?
Of course. What is it?
Well, that business about the travel folders. Oh, I suppose it's nothing, but, well, somehow I can't get it out of my head.
What about the travel folders?
Martha, would you really like to go to those far-off places? Just you and me?
Don't be silly. You know what Doc Roberts said.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you if you wanted to go with me. It's awfully important to me now, Martha. Whether you'd want to go with me.
Why worry about it? You know we can't go.
That's why I need you worse than ever, Martha. That's why I guess it kind of hurts me to find you collecting travel folders, like you wanted to get away from me. Well, I guess you're right. I'd better get up to bed.
I watched you go up the stairs, and I put the glasses back on the mantel. Your glasses, Sam, not mine. I waited a long time downstairs, listening to you shuffling around in your sandals. Heard the bathroom faucet go on, and I knew you were taking your pills. 6 pills instead of 2. Then there was the shuffling again, and quiet. The hall clock struck 1. Then 2. Then I couldn't wait any longer. I went upstairs to your room. Sam? I turned on the light. Sam! Wake up! Sam! Sam, can you hear me? Sam! It's working. It's working!
For Suspense, Autolite is bringing you Miss Joan Fontaine in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
March 3rd, 1949, Suspense on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of Suspense. Joan Fontaine, starring in The Lovebirds, March 3rd, 1949.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Joan Fontaine as Martha in The Lovebirds, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Yes, Sam. It was quite a moment there in your bedroom as I looked down at you, drugged and helpless on the bed. I shook you and you didn't even groan. I shook harder. I shouted in your ear and pinched you. You didn't move. It was wonderful. For the first time in 7 years, I could laugh and mean it. I gave you plenty of time, Sam. You were gone. I couldn't feel your pulse when I called Doc Roberts at 6 in the morning. I waited downstairs for him to break the news to me.
Easy now, Martha. Just lean back and rest.
Tell me, what is it, Doc? What's wrong with him? He's going to die, isn't he? He's going to leave me alone.
Sit down now. Just let go. That's it.
He wouldn't wake up, Doc. I shook him, but
Yes, I know.
Is he dead?
No. He'll live, Martha.
What?
Sam will be all right. He's sleeping now. Probably will till late this afternoon.
But what?
Martha, I think it'll be better if I say this straight out.
Say what straight out?
Looks to me like Sam took an overdose of sleeping medicine.
No.
Well, he might have made a mistake in counting, or...
Suicide?
Maybe. You noticed anything strange about him lately?
Well, you know how he's been since his asthma started.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, Doc?
I'm supposed to make a report on these things.
You can't do that. What if it got around town? What if it got back to Sam? There's no telling what he...
That's true.
It still might have been an accident. Oh, we've got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
It's a touchy business, though, Martha.
He mustn't think that we suspect it. Doc, there's no telling what he'd do. I'll tell him he had a fever in the night.
Maybe you're right. You know, the body's a pretty durable thing, even a body like Sam's, but the mind, that's something else again. I'll do all I can, Martha, but the big job is yours.
For a second after he left, I thought I was going to faint. I got a drink from the sideboard. Made me feel better. Until I remembered something else. The doctor didn't suspect. But you, Sam, when you read the instructions on that box of pills... I drove all the way to Chicago that morning, Sam, and I got what I wanted. It wasn't quite noon when I returned to your room. Put the new box on the stand beside your bed and threw the other in the furnace. It was a long way to go, but you gave me plenty of time.
Where have I been? Martha.
Right here, Sam.
I feel dopey.
Doc said you had a touch of fever last night.
Doc?
Mm-hmm. He looked you over this morning.
What time is it?
Noon.
Funny. I don't remember anything about it. What's this?
What?
A box on the stand here. That's not the one I bought.
Oh, I got rid of your new pills. Picked up some of the regular kind this morning while I was shopping.
You never quit, do you?
What do you mean, Sam?
Spoiling me like this. First thing you know, I'll be as helpless as a baby. What's for lunch?
It was that easy, Sam. You never suspected. I was afraid of Doc Roberts at first, but he didn't say a thing. And for a while there was whispers you didn't hear. They were so sure you'd tried to kill yourself, Sam. They were so afraid you'd try it a second time. And I stopped being afraid. This was no time to lie back and wait. They'd given me a weapon. This was the time to do it.
Well, let's see, Martha. I reckon the surest thing would be poison. Thiocyanin.
But isn't that sort of dangerous, Jim?
Not if you're careful.
How much will I need?
Oh, one package ought to do it. Depends on how bad they are. The rats. Here. There you are. Hope it does the trick.
Thanks, Jim. So do I. It was going to be different this time, Sam. This time I knew where I was going. That's where I'd made the mistake before, you see. I hadn't planned. A week later, I was ready. I remember you came home early that evening, and I was in the kitchen starting your dinner. Salad, tossed lettuce and garlic. Plenty of garlic.
Getting dinner, Martha?
It's almost done. Have it ready in a minute.
That roast smells good.
Better go and wash so things won't get cold.
What's that you're mixing there?
Dressing for the salad.
Oh, dressing? You sure?
What do you mean?
Wouldn't be a love potion for me, would it, Martha? Or maybe, just maybe, a death potion. Oh, dear. You've cracked the salad bowl. What's the matter, Martha? Afraid you'll fail this time, too?
Oh, Sam, you're talking nonsense. I don't know what you're talking about.
You should, Martha. Jim tells me they haven't had my kind of sleeping pills at the drugstore for a long time. How far did you have to go to get them?
You're sick, Sam. You're building things up in your mind.
I wish I were. You see, I made a mistake this morning, Martha. I decided to wear my white shirt, the one with the French cuffs.
Shirt?
You can't wear a shirt like that without cufflinks. I guess you forgot that, Martha, didn't you? That I kept my cufflinks in your jewelry box. Yes. Yes, Martha, I found it. I found the poison.
Oh, well, that's what's worrying you. It's for the rats, Sam. I bought it for the rats.
Rats. Should have bought some rats, too, because there aren't any around here. There's a certificate from an extermination company in the file that says so. That's a nice-looking salad, Martha. Here, taste it.
Don't be a fool.
You're the fool. You bought the poison. For some rats that don't exist.
I ran out of the kitchen upstairs to my room. I was scared, Sam, and lost. I grabbed my coat and hat without thinking and started down the stairs.
Better not go, Martha.
Leave me alone.
Do you want to hang?
Hang?
That's right, Martha.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. There's got to be a murder first.
There will be. The minute you leave this house. Remember, my dear wife, I have the poison.
So?
Okay, go on. Go on and leave, Martha. But just remember, when you walk out that door, I'll take enough of that poison to make them hunt you down from one end of the earth to the other. I'll take enough of it to make them hang you 20 times.
If someone had put a gun in my hand, I'd have killed you right there. But all I could do was swallow the scream that rose up in my throat and fight the weakness in my knees. And yet, Sam, I think with it all, with all the terror and sick defeat inside me, I still wanted to laugh. Remember, this was the house of the Lovebirds. That night I lay in bed, twisting and turning, waiting for you to go to sleep. I was in a prison, Sam, and only one thing would free me. I had to destroy the evidence. I had to find that poison. At 1 o'clock, I walked across to your door, opened it quietly, listened. You were asleep. Your clothes were draped over a chair next to the bed. I went through them first, then to the closet and your other things, and then the dresser. It had to be somewhere. I tried to put myself in your place. Where would I have hidden it? Your snoring seemed to grow louder, pounding in my eardrums. I think it was then that I felt the paperweight on the nightstand. And for a moment I thought if I stopped that snoring, everything would be all right. I held it above your head, ready to smash and smash again and again.
Why don't you strike, dear? No. You know better than to kill me, don't you? That'd be silly, Martha. Stupid, too.
Where did you put that poison?
In a good, safe place. You're wasting your time, you know. You'll never find it. I plan to use it myself in my own good time.
What do you mean?
You'll find it one of these days when the mood strikes me.
Sam!
Why not? Remember, you bought the poison, and they'll figure you got caught in your own trap. Maybe got hold of a cup of coffee or a cheese sandwich or something you'd fixed for me by mistake. Better get back to bed now. Get some rest. You've got a trying day ahead of you.
There was no sleep for me after that, Sam. Just white-hot nightmares, endless hours of darkness. And day after day of torture, of a cat-and-mouse game, with each of us watching each other. I didn't eat. I couldn't let you poison my food. It was closing in on me, Sam. Something I couldn't stand. My head ached. My stomach was sick from hunger. I'll give it to you, Sam. You know your business. You know how to torture. And then one day, I got dizzy and nearly fainted. I had to eat something. I went to the kitchen and opened the refrigerator. The milk hadn't been opened. I poured a glass and drank it. It tasted so good. But then I remembered some poisons are tasteless. I was crazy to drink milk of all things.
March 3rd, 1949, Suspense on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion follows these important messages.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of Lovebirds, starring Joan Fontaine, an episode of Suspense from March 3rd, 1949.
Poured it down the sink, feeling spasms and cramps in my stomach. I could feel them, Sam. They were real.
Don't care for milk, Martha? You're not being sensible at all. Milk is nature's perfect food. Says so on the bottle.
Oh, let me alone.
Let's see here. Pretty good selection. How about some cheese? Cheese is awfully good. And the roast beef is fresh cut. Doug brought it in from the country today.
How long are you going on with this, Sam?
Why?
I can't stand it much longer.
Afraid to die, Martha? Well, just relax. You're dying right now.
The milk. You poisoned the milk.
No, I didn't mean that. It's just that, well, Martha, you're not as beautiful as you were. I was just looking at that portrait over the mantel. Did you know you were getting circles under your eyes? And your figure isn't at all what it was. I'm not sure even an invalid would want you now.
I guess I lost track of time for a while after that. The days slid by, the nights too. I was hungry all the time. At first I found some canned goods, but then you caught on and you punched holes in the rest of the cans. And then I didn't dare touch them after that. I couldn't go on, Sam. I knew I couldn't last out. I was at the end of my rope that night when Betty and Doug stopped by. I can never forget that night, Sam, because as we sat there in the living room with that terrible, smiling portrait of me staring down at us, Betty said something. Something that made me realize I wasn't trapped. that there was a way out after all, an easy way.
Let me get you a drink, Doug.
Sure, Sambo. Easy on the soda.
Me too, but easy on the liquor.
Check. How about you, Martha? You look a little tired. Might pick you up.
I was about to say you look tired, Martha.
Oh, it's nothing, Doug.
I know. The old slave driver here is probably working you too hard, Martha. You need a vacation.
Yeah. How about driving down to Florida with us next week, huh?
Florida, oh,
We can't make it, Doug. The doc wants to keep an eye on me.
I don't know. Heaven knows I like my home as well as the next one. But if I had to stick as close to it as Martha does, I'd probably go right out of my mind.
I sat very still. It was all I could do to keep a smile frozen on my face like a mask. At that moment, Sam, I felt like a prisoner who'd just been handed the key. It was a marvelous feeling, surging up inside me like fire. Well, of course, if they thought I was crazy, they'd take me away. And no matter what you did, you couldn't touch me. I looked around the room, saw the poker by the fireplace under the portrait. I remember how your eyes followed me as I got up and walked to the fireplace, picked up the poker. I gave you one last smile. And then I turned to the painting and I raised the poker high. I hate this painting! I hate it!
Get her, Sam! Martha, put down that poker! I got her. Give it to me, Martha. Give me that poker.
Let me go.
Ow, she bit me.
Give me a hand, Doug.
I got her now. Sam.
Good Lord. She's...
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it here at the home, Sam. It's quiet, and I get a lot of rest. I'm getting my weight back. But most of all, it's nice to feel safe. How long is it now? 3 months? 4? Pretending I'm insane? Anyway, I'll take my time. Think it through very carefully. And then, when I'm ready to drop the act, show them I'm qualified to leave. And I think you know what I'm going to do, don't you, Sam? I'm going to kill you. That'll give you something to think about during the long nights alone in the Lovebird house in Pinewood Drive. I'm going to kill you. Kill you. Kill you!
Here, cool down. Yeah, I got her.
Okay.
Ease her down on the cot.
Shall I get the jacket?
No, she'll be all right. Gets like that once in a while. Too bad. Nice-looking woman. Goes off like that every once in a while.
Sure makes enough noise.
Yeah, gets a little wild sometimes. Used to be a guy come to see her, little fella. I can remember he used to get down on his knees there beside her and say something like, Martha, I didn't have it honest, darling. Yeah, that's it. Then he'd say, I threw it away as soon as I found it in your jewelry box. He'd say it over and over like he thought it'd bring her out of it. Then he'd just stand there and cry like his heart was broke. Sure must have loved her an awful lot. But he was like the rest of them. After a while, he stopped coming. I don't suppose he's been back now for 10 or 11 years.
Thank you, Joan Fontaine, for a splendid performance. And now here again is Miss Joan Fontaine.
I very much enjoyed my appearance on Suspense tonight, and I'll be listening next week when Van Heflin appears in a really unusual story by Cornell Woolrich called 3 O'Clock. I know it will be another gripping study in...
Suspense. Joan Fontaine can currently be seen in You Gotta Stay Happy, a Rampart production co-starring James Stewart. Lester Sharp played the part of Sam. Tonight's suspense play, The Lovebirds, was written by Cheryl Hendricks and adapted by Harold Swanson, with music composed by Lucien Moraweck and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The entire production was under the direction of Anton M. Leader. Next Thursday, same time, hear Van Heflin in 3 o'clock. Help to relieve human suffering across the nation, across the world. Give through your Red Cross.
From March 3rd, 1949, Suspense on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just 2 of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
All right, now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we head back to Pine Ridge, Arkansas. It seems that Lum-n-Abner are still working on their radio station, and they're going to do some, well, let's just say they're going to try to put together their own version of the intellectual snobby show, Information Please. This episode originally broadcast March 3rd, 1953.
Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I dog his lum, I believe you're right.
Now, see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum-n-Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge.
Hello, this is Dick Huddleston. As old Lum says, due to circumstances over which things has got out of control, yesterday's first sponsored program from station VPR fizzled. You see, Lum-n-Abner tried to cram 4 sponsors into one show. These sponsors didn't like it and canceled. However, Moe's Moose has agreed to try again, and VPR is just about to launch a new program for the Pine Ridge Barber. I believe it's an educational program.
Well, now, Lum, are you sure Moe's Moose is going to like this program?
Oh, of course he is. He said he wanted a high-class program to advertise his barber shop, didn't he?
Well, yeah, but...
Granny's, we're giving it to him. I don't know where you'd get a higher-class program than Thank You for the Information.
Is that the name we finally settled on?
Yeah, Thank You for the Information.
Good.
Moe's okayed that.
Hooray.
Well, are the rest of you experts ready? We're about all set to go on the air here.
Yeah, we're all ready.
How about you, Ulysses?
Yeah, okay.
No, good. Now, Cedric, get over there and start generating the generator there.
Well, Mr. Lum, you picked me out for one of the experts. I'm the last resort, I think you said. Sounds kind of importance to me.
Yeah, that's right, Lum. We didn't have any other, and so you finally took Cedric. And Cedric got little Duty Bates to pump the generator.
Well, where's Duty? Oh, didn't see him sitting over there.
Yeah, there he is.
Well, get ready, Duty. Granny's, I hope he can do it.
Oh, Duty can do it. Get ready, Duty.
All right, get to your places. Put down that almanac, Grandpap.
Well, I was just doing some extra reading here, long as I'm one of the information experts tonight.
Now, I don't think the answers to these questions we got here is in the almanac, Grandpap.
Everything's in the almanac.
Yeah, better put that book over here where I can see it too, Grandpap.
No, you fellers can't look at no books while we're on the air. That's cheating. Oh, my goodness, it's time to start. My watch says straight up. Start the generator, Abner.
Yeah, get going, Duty. Where's our scripts, Lum?
Now, you fellas don't need no script for this program. I'm the only one that needs one.
Well, I don't see why you get to have a script.
Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, station VPR, the voice of Pine Ridge, broadcasting frequently, comes to you from the beautiful main studios in the Jot 'em Down store, overlooking Main Street in the heart of downtown Pine Ridge. And tonight, we bring you... Granny, that didn't sound like no chicken, Abner.
Well, I ain't a chicken. I was just putting on.
I know you're supposed to sound like one, though.
Well, that was a rooster. That's a rooster, folks.
Sounded like you had the root. Tonight we bring you Thank You for the Information. This program is brought to you by the Moe's Moots Barbershop, where you get that well-groomed look, spelled L-L-L-O-O-K.
That lum can sure spell.
As you will soon see, this program is completely unrehearsed. Our experts for tonight are Mr. Cedric Weehunt, whose education goes as far back as the 3rd grade, having spent 9 years insane.
13.
Yeah. Then there's Mr. Milford Avery Spears, associated with the local telegraph company in the deliver boy capacity, also well-known dog owner and almanac reader. Heidi. Mr. Abner Finley Peabody, junior partner of the Jot 'em Down store, of which Mr. Lum-Edwards is senior partner. Also vice president of station VPR, of which Mr. Lum-Edwards is president. And local resident of Pine Ridge.
How do you do?
And Mr. Ulysses S. Quincy, well-known local man.
Okay.
Our first question comes from Ms. Elsie Pomeroy of west of Pine Ridge. This is a literary question, so get your thinking caps on, gentlemen.
Yeah, okay.
Ms. Pomeroy wants you to name 3 books. Get 2 out of 3 on this.
Well, would you mind repeating the question, Mr. Edwards?
Well, I'd love to. Name 3 books.
3 books, huh?
Yeah, a regular reading book. Literary stories. Fiction.
Telephone book?
No, that ain't considered a storybook, I don't think.
I never finished it. I don't know how it came out.
Besides, you're supposed to raise your hand before you answer a question, Mr. Peabody.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, Mr. Peabody?
Telephone book?
I told you I can't accept that answer.
Oh, I know that. I just want to get that hand-raising part right, Lum.
Well, come, gentlemen. Time's a-wasting. How about you, Ulysses?
Yeah, okay.
Can't you think of the name of some book? You've read a book, ain't you? Well, Grandpap, you've surely read a book.
Yeah, sure.
Well, what was the name of it?
The 1929 Almanac. Atta boy, Grandpap. Hooray for you.
That's fine, Mr. Spears. Good answer. Now we just have to get one more literary book. Mr. Weehunt.
Mom?
I ain't saw your hand raised on this question yet. Can't you think of the name of some book, Mr. Weehunt?
Oh, Papa tried to read me a book one time when I was sick in bed.
Well, what was the name of it?
Well, Papa couldn't read it very good, so he gave it up. It was interesting, though.
Well, can't you recollect the name of it?
Mama can, I bound you. She final read it to me.
Well, call up your mom and ask her, Cedric.
No, we can't do that. Abner, you ought to be able to think of a book.
Well, I'm working on it.
How about Swiss Family Robbed... Get it?
Oh, which family got robbed?
No. Well, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm afraid you missed that question. So that sends 10 cents in cash money and a free haircut and shave to Miss Pomeroy. Congratulations, Miss Pomeroy. And now our next question comes from Miss Pomeroy, too.
Doggone, is she the only one that's wrote it?
I believe I got it, Mr. Lum. The name of that book, it was Old Mother West Wind and the Flying Pig.
Well, we're past that question, Mr. Weehunt.
Too late, Mr. Weehunt.
There was this little pig, and he, Old Mother West Wind, she, so they, well, that ain't the whole story, but that's the main part.
Oh, that sounds good, Cedric.
Well, we ain't got time to go into that now. Our next question comes from Ms. Elsie Pomeroy. This is a music question, looks like. You're to think of the names of 3 songs which has the name of some kind of vegetables in it. Like, for instance, My Heart Beats for You. See, beets is vegetable.
Oh, yeah, I get it, sure.
Yeah, nothing to that.
No.
I get 2 out of 3 on this one again. All right, do I see any hands raised on this question? Mr. Peabody?
My heart beats for you. Beats.
Well, you can't use that, Abner. That's just the example I give you.
Oh.
You got to think up something different.
Doggone, these questions are getting harder all the time.
Ulysses, I see you got your hand up.
Mother West Wind and the Flying Pig.
No, that's a book.
Okay.
Grandpap?
I ain't got my hand up, just scratching my head. Only song I can think of is Dardaneller and Jada, but I don't recollect ever eating none of them.
Mr. Lum, the Parade of the Wooden Soldiers is a dandy. I just love that tune.
Yeah, that ain't got no victuals in it, though. Vegetable.
It's awful good for parades, though.
Wish I could think of a song with collards in it. I love them things. Collards is vegetable. Oh, let me collard you, sweetheart. Carried me back to old Virginia.
All right, Cedric, you don't have to sing 'em. Ulysses, I see you got your hand up there.
Yeah, I think that's the Parade of the Wooden Soldiers.
Yeah, we already discussed that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm afraid you fellas just barely missed that question. Didn't do quite as good as you done on the first one, even. So that sends another 10 cents in cash and another free shave and haircut at Mose Moose's barber shop to Miss Elsie Pomeroy. Congratulations, Miss Pomeroy.
Two more programs, she's gonna be bald.
And now our next question for our experts to tackle comes from... Dad, blame it, Abner. I thought I told you to unconnect that phone while we're broadcasting.
I forgot it. I'm sorrowful, man.
Hello, Jot 'em Down Store and radio station.
She could use that shit.
Oh, yeah, Mose. Well, Grannies, it ain't my fault the experts keep missing the questions. Well, that's just 2 shaves and 2 haircuts so far. Well, all right, Mose, we'll watch it. Yeah.
What's the matter with the old fuss budget?
He can hear us, Ed.
Oh, take it back.
Let's see, our next question, and I think we better get this, gentlemen. Our next question comes from Mr. Earl Pomeroy of Wester Town. Abner, watch what you're doing now.
Huh?
We ain't even asked the question yet.
Oh, excuse me. I never meant to do that, Lum. I just hit that cash register by accident there.
Well, after this, be careful.
I just leaned down on...
That's the dead gum phone again.
Oh.
Hello. Oh, yeah, Mose. No, Abner just hit it by accident. No, we ain't paid out no more of your money. Well, I'm sure the experts will get this question. Yeah, goodbye. All right, let's see. Where was we at? Oh, yeah. All right, gentlemen, try this question from Mr. Earl Pomeroy. It says here, get 2 out of 3 on this. Name 3 grand operas beginning with the letter B.
3 operas beginning with B.
No, you'll never get that. Better make that 1 out of 3, gentlemen.
Yeah, Old Mother West Wind.
No, Ulysses, that's a book.
Yeah, okay.
Think you ought to give us a different question, Lum.
Well, I think I got to answer that, Mr. Lum.
Cedric, what do you know about grand operas?
Well, the teacher was telling us the stories of grand operas in the story period this morning, and I just happened to overhear while she was talking, and I think I got...
Look, do you recollect the name of one, Cedric?
Well, I think so. I don't know if it begins with a B or not, though. I believe she said it was The Barber of Seville.
Huh?
Why, Grannies, that's right. That's one of them wrote down here. The Barber of Seville.
Well, good for Cedric. Hooray, Cedric.
Well, where Seville's at, though, it's in some foreign country. I think Maine, I believe she said.
Well, that don't make no difference, does it, Lum? Or Mr. Edwards?
Well, that's just 1 out of 3, so we got that one now.
Yeah,
The next question. Was that our ring?
I believe it was. I never paid no attention.
Hello. Oh, yeah, Mose. How'd you like that? Well, now, wait, Mose. You don't understand. But that's just the name of... Well, now, you can't do that, Mose. Yeah, but Mose... All right, goodbye. Well, I'll be dad's blame.
What's the matter now?
Mose just canceled the program again.
Cancel? What for?
Cause Cedric said The Barber of Seville.
Huh?
Mose says he ain't going to put out the money for this program and then have us stand up here and mention a rival barber. There's the nearest headedest one, fellas.
From March 3rd, 1950, Lum-n-Abner on Classic Radio Theater. Visit our webpage, classicradio.stream, where you can stream our shows on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, and contact me there. You can also hear our shows through the webpage, also through iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Amazon. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Please thank this station, support their advertisers, and tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.